Oh, we are screwed. Sound the alarms. The March 2024 core update just nuked AI content, Parasite SEO, and age domains. All in one big swoop. Took it all out. SEO is pretty much as useful as a limp noodle in a knife fight after this update. All right, stop. Stop being sarcastic. Relax. I'm going to tell you what's really going on with the March 2024 core update in just a second. But look, I've been hearing this same narrative for about 20 years now, how SEO is dead because of this new and improved Google update. It's almost comical, but probably more annoying than comical at this point. And hey, by the way, make sure you subscribe because you just should. So let's first look at what the 2024 March core update targeted, and then I'll tell you what's actually happening with this update. Understand one thing. What Google says the update is targeting is what they want to happen, right? But what they want to happen and what's actually happening are two different things. So that's like me saying, yeah, so I'm going to change the way I think today. I'm targeting a $10 billion net worth. And the way I change my thinking is going to help me get there. Now, I might want a $10 billion net worth, and this change might be one step of many thousand to get there, but we're still not going to be anywhere close. It's not like the answer, okay? So we aren't going to deep dive into what this update wants to get rid of. I'll just kind of give you the basic outline, and then what we'll do is we'll dive into what's really happening. By the way, all these screenshots that I'm showing are straight from Google. Okay, this is exactly what they're saying. So they are looking to reduce low quality, unoriginal results. Yeah, no boring. We hear this literally every single update they do. I'm not even going to touch on this one any more than this. It's totally ridiculous. Let's go to the next one. Keeping more out of your spam results. Yeah, really? No again. This is even worse than the first one. Next, scaled content abuse. Okay, so now we are heating up a little bit. They're starting to do things they didn't mention before. At least they are targeting something new here, right? So let me break this one down for you. They're saying that they are targeting AI content. That's it, right? I just saved you like a minute of your life so you don't have to read all those unneeded, sophisticated words that they just throw in there to psych you out into thinking you're too stupid to keep up with any of their updates. All right, site reputation abuse. Now, probably the most interesting one on this list of what they're targeting here. So they're talking about Parasite SEO here, where you put content on a high authority site. You basically leech off of high authority sites as you get a page on there. What's interesting is out of all the things that they are targeting, this is the one that's most possible for them to actually implement and do what they want, right? The others are much, much harder algorithmically to meet the goals. So out of all the targets, this is the one I'd have my eye on the most through the next couple of months. Last one, expired domain abuse. So they want to get rid of people who buy age domains, harness the power of the pre-owned domain, and build a new site. Hey, that's me. That's me right here. Easier said than done. So I've been using these since like 2013, and I've done tens of millions of dollars with these age domains, or as they call them, expired domains. If Google could have penalized these so easily, they would have done it a long time ago. And notice how they say these sites are quote unquote now considered spam. They didn't say that they won't work anymore, right? They're just saying that they're now considered spam. So there's not really much difference there than if they catch you, it's going to be considered spam. If they caught you before, you were penalized. So it's not really any change there. All right, so that's the bulk of what's going on. Everyone is freaking out about this. I'm like, relax. Google has been playing this game for a very long time. It's always the same story with different words. So I've been following this algorithm for about 20 years now, right? And what's going on is over like the last 6 to 7 years especially, it's just the same pattern over and over with these algorithm changes. It's mainly like this seesaw that's going back and forth between domain authority and relevance. Now, if we are talking beyond those 6 to 7 years, yes, we had some major SEO changes in those times. I mean, things like anchor text percentages, where it was a huge change because you used to be able to do 90% exact match anchor text back in 2013 with forum profile links. You could hit page one within a week for competitive keywords. Well, they fixed the anchor text percentages, and that was a huge change. They fixed link quality, being able to determine relevance and quality better, so just all those forum links aren't going to work anymore. And they put a delay in the algorithm, so it takes much longer to rank these days. Those were very big changes, okay? The changes that now are happening are not that big, okay? Especially if you've been in SEO for a while. Throughout the last couple years, the seesaw has been really heavy towards domain authority, right? It's like all the way down. What I mean is that the algorithm has been very heavily in favor of high authority websites. I mean, you go and do searches for any competitive keywords, and you rarely find a domain with under 10,000 referring domains on page one. And if you do Google searches, you know this firsthand. Well, for what I'm seeing, this update is starting to see possibly like a little bit of seesaw back towards relevancy. Okay. People are complaining because they aren't liking what they're seeing and what they're getting in the search results of Google. And it's all these major sites ranking everywhere. And that's it. If it's finance related, it's sites like Forbes and Business Insider and Investopedia and NerdWallet, all just dominating page one, right? If it's a beauty related search term, it's sites like Ulta and Good Housekeeping and Sephora. Then what they do is they just litter in those results with sites like CNBC and Fox News and CBS News and Times Union and Amazon and New York Times and Time.com for all the rest of the top results. So it's to a point where it's ridiculous and people are complaining about the SERPs. So Google has taken notice and they're realizing that they can't just litter the first page with high authority sites, right? They need to stop giving high authority so much weight in the algorithm because they're starting to get complaints. People are starting to really get sick of it, right? People want more personal results from real sites, from real people who are passionate about the topic. And that typically doesn't happen as much on these large high authority sites. Most of the time, these large high authority sites, it's just someone writing an article trying to sell you something. And that's the bottom line. So let me show you an example with a site I have in a niche I'm in and that I know very well. All right. So one of the niches I'm in that I do a whole lot of money in is the precious metals niche. Okay. Now there's a term, best gold IRA companies, that's made me millions of dollars. Okay. Now, ranking for this term will make you a whole lot of money. Now, throughout the last couple years, it was all super high authority sites on the first page, even the second page, but especially the first page was dominated by high authority sites. And we're still seeing that, right? We got CBS News, they got 535,000. We got CNBC.com, they got, 601,000, Forbes.com, 1.6 million. And you got Retirement Living, which has a little less, 11,000. These guys would have been like bottom page one, maybe page two before this update, but they moved up like 6-7 spots. Then you got Money.com, 97,000. You got this cloud place here, which is kind of like a parasite SEO thing at number 6. Times Union, number 7, 85,000. Now look what he got here. Okay, this is my site right here, iracompanies.gold. And I created this site with the purpose of ranking in Bing because Bing was very heavily EMD search related back a few months ago. They made the change about 6 months to 9 months ago where they stopped being so much that direction. But I made this site for Bing about a year ago and it was ranking very well in Bing. Well, it started ranking in Google now. And notice how many referring domains I have, 26. Okay, and I'm seeing this in multiple search terms across multiple niches. Sites that they would have never allowed on the first page before are now starting to hit the first page with very low referring domains if they're very relevant. Now, when I'm talking relevant, I'm talking that the domain usually has keywords in the domain and that the links to that domain are built properly. Now, for me, proper links built to a site are links that are about the topic you're on. Okay, so a lot of people misunderstand relevance and they think, well, if I just go, do some articles about money, well, that's relevant, right? No. When I'm doing my linking, I specifically have specific keywords about gold and precious metals in the links that are going to my page. I call it reverse sink or swim, and it's what helps make that page even more relevant. When Google can read the data from your links, like for example, if you get a link and the title has gold in it and the URL has gold in it, and that's linking to your page, well, they can read, okay, here's a link. There's gold in the URL, there's gold in the title, there's gold in the H tags, and this is linking to a page about gold. Wow, that's highly relevant for gold. So people miss that concept with linking. When you do your linking, you want to get what I call reverse sink or swim in there, which is you have a lot of keywords in places like titles and URLs of the links that are linking to you. That helps Google understand even more so that you're very relevant, right? Those are very relevant links, and that's what I did for this site right here. So that's how we're number 8 with this term because I focused on relevance, and Google is starting to swing back in that way, right? That seesaw is starting to go a little bit more towards that relevance factor, and they're maybe starting to get domain authority out of there just a little bit. Also, notice at number 9, I covered this in my last video, you have a LinkedIn. Now, what's funny is someone made a comment and they said, oh, you did your LinkedIn for a term that doesn't even get any search results. That doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. Just being a troll. And here you go. Here's a LinkedIn for a term that's made me millions of dollars ranking on the first page. So, yes, you jackass. LinkedIn Pulse works very well. And here's proof right here. And there's tons of other keywords you can search where you're going to find LinkedIn Pulse. So, go eat a and go off somewhere. All right, so to break it down, here's what I think Google is trying to do with this update, right? Again, they're trying to slowly swing that seesaw back towards the relevancy, right? Where it was here, now it's going just a little bit. And Google does things slowly because they have no need to move fast. They're still the dominant search engine, so they can take their time with updates like this, right? I believe that they're starting to allow more niche sites on page one, but just for longer tail keywords to start. From there, what I expect to happen is that they will collect the data and they'll see what the feedback is like, right? If the feedback gets better from the people who are searching, they will slowly start to make that more of a move in that direction. And on top of that, I didn't talk about AI content, so I want to cover that really quick. Google is nowhere near as good at detecting AI content as they make you believe. As of right now, my AI sites are absolutely thriving, and they're thriving on age domains. So that really answers two questions with one shot. And I already know it's going to get these questions. Is AI content still working? Are age domains still working? Because that's what this update targeted, right? As of right now, they're working just fine. I would let you know if anything changes. So make sure you subscribe to get that type of information. Always got you guys back. And look, it's really that simple, y'all. Okay. It really is. Google comes up with these fancy write ups and all these fancy words and all these fancy labels to psych you out. I mean, things like rank brain to make you think this is some high level intelligent algorithm that thinks on its own. Or you've all heard of EAT, right? EAT. Eat my ass. Man, that didn't sound too good. That didn't sound right. EAT, or expert, authoritativeness, and trust, is just some bullshit they came up with to again psych you out. EAT is basically authority. That's it. Nothing else. EAT is all about authority. Okay. So stop letting Google psych you out. All right. So I got to roll. Hope you guys enjoyed this update. Again, make sure you subscribe to get stuff like this. Supposedly, this update is still rolling out. So I'll let you know if I catch anything else that changes.